This video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways to break out of the matrix and how to become the best version of you that is free of all the social conditioning. I think this video has the potential to really change your life when you start to see things from this new point of view. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those 3 ways that you can break out of what is called the matrix. Now first off, the matrix is a metaphor. The movie is a metaphor, but in actuality it's actually pretty accurate to understanding who we are at a greater level, because the truth is we are immortal spiritual beings, live in temporary human experiences, and this reality that we live in, there is what is called a veil of forgetfulness. A veil of forgetfulness. So when we incarnate into this reality, we forget who we are, and part of the purpose is so that we remember who we are, so that we go through what is called the spiritual awakening. So you see me right now, I'm walking around, and right now I'm in that of Tokyo, walking around. I'll be here for about a week, maybe about a week, and then after that I'm going to be going to Maui. But in general, what I wanted to talk about today is understanding that we do live in a form of matrix, that we forget who we are, and right now, even as I walk around, there'll be people around me. These people are other aspects of my own consciousness. This gets a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole, but the further down we go, the more we realize that we are more than we priorly thought. Now, the way that I wanted to explain it to you now is understanding that in general, the thoughts we think on a daily basis are repetitive. We think the same thoughts every single day. We do the same things every day. We feel the same emotions every day. Therefore, we create the same experiences day in and day out. Now, the thing is the way that this reality is constructed is that when we come in, we learn from other people that are thinking the same thoughts every day, feeling the same emotions every day, doing the same things every day. And what we do is we normally regurgitate those same patterns over and over and over again. And if we continue to do it without being aware of it, then we stay what is called trapped inside of that metaphorical matrix. Now the truth is, every single one of us are trapped within the matrix of our own mind. So the key is how often are you thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and doing the same things every day? Because doing that will continue to create the same reality over and over and over again. So I've talked about this before on the channel, but right now what's happening is an ascension of vibration. You can take that as confirmation right there. You can take that as an ascension of vibration, which meaning we're coming into more awareness of who we are. We're coming into more of realizing that we can wake up from the social conditioning, and that as we wake up from the social conditioning, we become more of who we actually are, which the truth is we are immortal spiritual beings, live in temporary human experiences. So the thing I want to share with you today is actually when I was on my way here from that of on the plane, I watched a movie, and it was a little funny documentary. It was a documentary on Bill Murray. Bill Murray he was in the movie Ghostbusters. Maybe you've seen him there. He was also in he was on Lost in Translation. What other movie was he in? Osmosis Jones, that was another good one. And what he did is he's a celebrity, but what he's known for doing is he's known for doing these very obscure things. Like, for example, being a famous actor, and a lot of people know who he is. One thing he might do is he might go to a house party from like people that he just randomly meets. Go to a house party, see that there's a whole bunch of dishes, and he'll do the dishes at someone else's house party. Now, how crazy is that? Especially because he is a celebrity. So people are like, Bill Murray's at my house right now doing my dishes. You know, that is one example. Let me share something else he's done before. Is maybe some guy would be passed out on the side of the road, and what he would do is he would take the guy's phone, take a photo of him, leave his phone there. The guy wakes up with the photo of Bill Murray in his phone. What is something else that they did? Something else he did is there was a taxi driver that picked him up because he was going somewhere. He gets inside the taxi, the taxi driver tells him that he loves to play saxophone, that he plays saxophone like 12 hours a day. Bill Murray says, well, where's your saxophone right now? He says, my saxophone's inside my trunk. He says, how about I drive, you play the saxophone? They ended up doing that. The saxophone player was playing in the back of his car. They drove to a restaurant or a bar. While they were eating, he took him out to eat. He was playing he made him, told him to play the saxophone while he was there. So these kind of little funny stories are examples of what this guy Bill Murray does. But why does he do that? Well, first off, He's doing it because it's reminding people to like stay connected. The other thing though is that it's a straight up pattern interrupt. When you do something like that, that is a pattern interrupt, and it breaks you out of that habitualized thinking. It breaks you out of thinking the same things every day, feeling the same emotions every day, doing the same things every day. So it's almost like one of those, it's like, there's also this thing that's called the purple cow effect. If you were driving on the side of the road and you were to see just cows, but then you see a purple cow, it stands out at you, and you kind of wake up out of that, whatever you were doing. Well, in a way, in reality, what you can do to begin to break out of the matrix is to be spontaneous, do things that you have never done before. By doing so, you wake yourself up out of that matrix way of thinking. You know, I'm in Japan right now. I've never been to Japan before. I went on like a 2-mile run this morning. Yesterday I did that same run, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna go on a different run, because then my mind can't go, oh, I know what this is, I know what's over here, I should go on this certain path. So the idea behind everything I'm sharing right now is create what is called a pattern interrupt in your life. Do something you have never done before. Be more spontaneous, because when you do things like this, you start to wake up from that habitualized level of thinking. So that's the first thing you can do, and the movie that I was watching kind of got me thinking about it. Now the second thing you can do is pay attention to the beliefs you have about the matrix itself. Me simply sharing this video for you right now may be the opening to you realize that you are an immortal spiritual being living a temporary human experience. And because of that, you no longer have to be so afraid or think that everything is so serious. You know, that's the other thing with staying trapped in the matrix as well. Think of it like the matrix of your own mind, and think of it like the ego always likes seriousness. The ego is always serious. And when instead you loosen it up and you realize that you can relax with this process, you can enjoy, because it's not really that real anyways, you start to wake up from it. It starts to become something that you have more fun with. So have more fun. Maybe go out, joke around a lot, make jokes, watch funny movies. I talked about this kind of the other day, but the other day I went to the gym, and there's like, sometimes when you go through spiritual awakening, you go through this experience where you disidentify from the 3D avatar, but then in the back door comes this spiritual avatar, where you're like this spiritual person that's always meditating. But the key is to understand that what you can begin to do is just have fun with it. Even if you meditate, but you're taking that too serious, you're still trapped within that ego. So make the choice, but understand your beliefs about it as well. If you believe reality is a dream, your life will become more dreamlike. If you believe everything is so serious, then your reality will be very serious. So the second one is for you to change your beliefs about it altogether. Change your beliefs about the dream itself. Change your beliefs about, or just at least be aware of them, because if you have a belief that everything is so serious, then things will be serious. If you have a belief that everything is so solid, then things will be very solid for you. They'll be very hard to change. So know that reality, even what quantum physics is showing us, is that everything in reality is pretty much empty space, that based on probabilities. Now, how do you increase probability in your reality? Intention. Set more intentions. If you set more intentions, your life will begin to change. It's really as simple as that, because intention is a way of increasing probability, because the more you think of something, the more you put into action that as well, the more you create that momentum, the more you give direction to the thoughts that you're thinking, to the emotions that you're feeling. So be aware of what that is. So in general, that's the second way, is you simply do that. The third way that I want to share with you is to simply make a choice. Make a choice. Understand that everything in your life is a choice. Now, the reason I say this as well is because sometimes people will say, well, what about past life stuff? What about stuff that happened in the past that I can't really control? When you start to realize and treat everything in your life as if you chose it, your life will begin to transform. Your life will straight up transform, because then you take responsibility for it. You can say, well, I'm not gonna take responsibility for something bad someone did to me. But if you realize that that thing happened for you, not to you, you start to transform it. We don't have any power when we externalize our power. We don't have any power when we externalize why things happened, seeing things in that way. So the key to this whole process is to understand. Let me make sure I can walk here. I don't wanna, one sec, let me just walk across the street real quick. Kind of see a little bit of everything. Maybe I'll just take a second to show you a little bit what it looks like. It was busier a minute ago on the street that I was on, but in general, treat every situation as if you chose it, because by doing so, you put the power back within you. But understand that at the same time, go beyond yourself. Go beyond your own identity. You know, if you look at the movie The Matrix, Neo realized that he was the one. He was the one. Well, what one is he? He is the one consciousness. One consciousness. It's a metaphor. The whole movie is a metaphor. And when you realize that you are the one consciousness, you start to see that you are everything itself. You know, the other thing that Neo had to do is he had to believe in himself. But it really goes beyond belief and goes more into knowing. So in the matrix that we live in, anything that we believe to be true is based on agreement. We've simply agreed that something happened in the past, therefore this is the way reality is. The only reason money has power is because we've agreed that these pieces of paper hold some type of value, and therefore we exchange it under that belief. However, the key is knowing that the real power is within ourselves. It's within our own belief system. When we change what we believe to be true, reality on the outside will change as a reflection, because that's all reality really is. It's a reflection of what we believe to be true. So get to the core of your beliefs. Start to ask yourself the question, what do I believe to be true? What do I believe to be true about money? What do I believe to be true about relationships? What do I believe to be true about life in general? And even beyond that, go beyond belief and go into being. Just be. Experience life for yourself, because almost all the beliefs you have are regurgitations of someone else. Someone else's beliefs. Someone else is telling you what to believe. The news, the media, whatever it is. Move beyond belief and go into being. Be present to the moment. Be spontaneous. Experience reality. See what happens. Don't have preconceived notions as to this is how reality has to be. Allow yourself to be. Simply be. Become present to the moment. That's why escaping the matrix is a combination of making a choice to change out of the autopilot mind, but at the same time, it's being aware that you aren't even the beliefs that you have, because your beliefs are going to change. You might have a belief right now that says that you can make $100,000 a year. Well, guess what? In 3 or 4 years, you're going to let go of that belief, and you're going to know that you can make more than that. That's just a metaphor, whatever analogy you want to use for this, but in general, beliefs are interchangeable, and beliefs change as we change. So you aren't even your beliefs. You are a spiritual being having a spiritual experience. We can even take that beyond the human experience. When you start to really let that sink in, your life will begin to change in a very powerful way. But the first step to this is being aware that yes, we live in a form of matrix. Yes, we are spiritual beings having spiritual experiences. Yes, we can begin to wake up more to this. We can understand our beliefs, create our reality. We can let go of our beliefs. We can go beyond beliefs and go into being present to the moment, knowing that that's really the key to this whole process. That's the key to waking up. Right now on the planet, there's an ascension of vibration happening. More and more people are waking up every day, and it's beautiful to see. So as you see people around, maybe in their own world, dealing with the own things that they're dealing with, but understand that this is a process of waking up. More and more people are doing it, and I'm excited to be a part of this with you. So I want you to know that as well. I'm excited to be here with you in this process of awakening up. It will continue to happen on the planet, and yeah, I'm going to now go. I want to go to Day Spa. Leo and we're gonna go eat somewhere good. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, you'll see my Instagram right here. Follow me there. I post twice a day there. I do live Q&As there. I'll probably go live here in a minute as well. Other than that, yeah, if you want a meditation that will help you to raise your vibration, it'll help you to break out of the matrix, top of the description box below. List it for 21 days. I think it'll change your life. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this outside. I don't know, maybe you enjoy this. Maybe you just want me to stand still and do my own thing. Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.